Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and now we're getting into the craziest information from the Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct. I want to do one more video after this one. That's going to be about the Pokemon Wilds, but now we are talking about the Dynamax phenomenon, and it has competitive. And I think I like it. I think I really like it, but I want to read more information, get a feel for it, and we're just going to kind of keep this hype train going. So if you're enjoying my Pokemon Sword and Shield coverage, don't forget to leave a like on the video, share with all your friends, multiple social media, Discord, Twitter, Facebook groups, all that fun stuff. Don't really know what else to say at this point. I've got a playlist, so if you want to make sure you're getting all of the best Pokemon Sword and Shield information, you can find that down below. Don't forget, use code Verlisify for 30% off your G Fuel order. You have to stock up before E3. Keep that energy drink hype going. Now it's on to Dynamax. Pokemon become huge with the Dynamax phenomenon. It was crazy to watch in the trailer. Let's see everything that there is about it. Dynamax is a phenomenon unique to specific locations in the Galar region. So it looks like the gems, maybe the gems are like on certain geological locations that enable Dynamaxing, and then just the Pokemon Wilds in general, where Pokemon are able to take gigantic appearances. Pokemon from the Galar region are capable of Dynamaxing, and Dynamax Pokemon become tremendously strong. We see that in like the raid type battles in the Pokemon Wilds, and we even see a Pikachu, and we see competitive, and they've got the Corviknight going on, and actually that competitive layout, like the layout of all this looks sick, and it seems to just fit really well on Nintendo Switch. So we're going back to, the Game Boy era of having everything on screen, but I like it. I don't see really any problems with it. You can check the info, you can check Pokemon, and you got like a sweet looking stadium, and then boom, Dynamax appears, Pikachu. Crazy. So Pokemon battles specialized for Dynamax. The Dynamax phenomenon, which allows Pokemon to become tremendously powerful, is an integral part of Pokemon battles in the Galar region. Dynamax Pokemon don't become just bigger, they also get a boost in power as well. They'll return to their normal after 3 turns, so make sure to think carefully about when to trigger the Dynamax phenomenon. And here is why I like it for competitive. If there's no Z moves, if there's no Mega Evolutions, if that just does not exist in Pokemon Sword and Shield, this is what competitive Pokemon is missing. Because Game Freak's been trying to spice it up. You have a big Risk, you have a big Gambit. You use your Mega Evolution. Well, if you lose your Mega Evolution to something stupid, or you Mega at the wrong time, or you don't utilize it, you're at a massive disadvantage compared to your Pokemon. Same for Z moves. Some Z moves can give you a status boost that can help you sweep. Others are like the one shot to take out the biggest threat on the opposing team. You have to use them strategically, but I feel like they're still overweighted. They're too powerful. They can do too much to affect a battle in weird ways, and they don't really provide healthy balance. Dynamaxing, it's like a better Mega Evolution for 3 turns, which means you can't sweep. It takes 6 turns to win a Pokemon battle, except in doubles, which is like 2 turns, 3, 4, 7, kind of. But if we're doing a 6v6, it can only Dynamax for 3 turns. It's going to be really cool, because imagine Protect. Maybe this hits through Protect, kind of like how Z moves do a little bit of extra damage, but now Protect might be viable in singles, and that's just going to add more to what a Pokemon can use when instead of a sweeper only carrying 4 moves or a setup move and then 3 offensive moves, now Protect might actually be needed, so you can block out 2 turns of Dynamaxing, they only get 1 really effective turn, and that could just neutralize their massive advantage. If you're not running Protect, you're at risk of getting snowballed and rolled by Dynamax Pokemon. I also like this from a setup point of view. You Dynamax a tank Pokemon, you use those crazy stats to just get big defensive benefits, unless maybe you can't. Maybe Dynamax is only going to be offensive, because it also augments the moves that you can use. So we didn't see what happens to status moves fully, I believe. That's why I think I might need to clarify or read a bit ahead really quick. Aha, the Dynamax move. So yeah, it's not like I'm going to be able to Dynamax and then use Stockpile or some kind of crazy defensive move and then max out my stats and then keep that through the Dynamax. But I feel like there's going to be a good play between tank balance, doing big damage with sweepers, then trying to play it out. You need to make those 3 turns count. So you can use it to shut down an opponent's setup Pokemon, and then you don't really get to carry a benefit over from it. Imagine, you bring out Mega Salamence, and you take out a Pokemon that's super boosted or ready to sweep. So you use your Mega to counter sweep them, and now your Mega is ready to reverse sweep or something. I like this because I think it removes a lot of those options. So yeah, we got the Dynamax armband, big Pokeball, crazy shenanigans, but max moves. All the moves of Dynamax Pokemon will turn into special max moves. Max moves pack a punch, but that's not all. Some can even trigger powerful additional effects. I like that. Max moves your Pokemon use are determined by what kind and types of moves they know before Dynamaxing. So it's like a mix between Mega Evolution and Z moves. Because there's like that Z status move boosting that you can get. Normal type max move called Max Strike has the additional effect of lowering the speed stat of the opponent it hits. Which I also really like, because that's not like a super long-lasting effect. You know, maybe you KO Pokemon with 2 turns of Dynamax, and then on your 3rd turn, you lower their speed, and then kind of run it through. So we have Max Strike, Max Guard, Max Guard. So status moves seem to become Max Guard. And I wonder what that means for Protect. Or does it mean that when you Dynamax, you get an effective Protect? And maybe that's what Max Guard is. So Protect doesn't fully protect against Dynamax moves, like these Max moves. But if you use Max Guard, then it protects against another one. So 2 Dynamax Pokemon clashing down will be in like some kind of crazy Protect stall where status moves become Protect moves. And maybe there's also going to be some other status moves that still give benefit. Or maybe if you use like a Fire type, I wouldn't imagine Fire. Like Fire type might have a higher chance of burning. Maybe like a Steel or Rock type move will increase your defenses. And some other weird stuff like that. So these interactions are going to be really interesting to see what happens. And then the max moves seem to carry PP over and just do damage and be crazy. So yeah, it's like, when your opponent Dynamaxes, do you just let them have their 3 turns and then you can like Dynamax in response? Or do you just say, they're Dynamaxing, I'm Dynamaxing next turn, let's just keep clapping it down until something happens? And I think that's kind of it from what we see right here. So yeah, I'm wondering if all the status moves just become the guard, and then that does give you that protection pivot and stuff like that. But I think my biggest thing I like about it is that how temporary it is. You know, in theory, Z moves are supposed to be temporary, but I think they have too much of a lasting effect on the battle by just eliminating a Pokemon entirely. With this, you can respond to something like that. With Mega Evolutions, it's supposed to have a drawback in that you can only use it once. So once you take care of their Mega Pokemon, they don't matter anymore for that battle. But the problem is some Mega Pokemon are so strong, they'll just completely sweep out, and some just, and like even then it's like there's just Pokemon that are better than Megas. It's like a legendary Pokemon or a heavy sweeper or heavy stat boosting Pokemon. It's like, well, it's already as strong or stronger than a Mega, it gets an item. And some Mega Pokemon aren't even as good. Like when you have Garchomp with Life Orb or your Choice Scarf, that's just better than Mega Garchomp. So you're effectively running like a Mega powered Garchomp as a regular Garchomp. So what's the point of Mega Garchomp? And then you just have other Mega Pokemon. Like, so you can still carry a lot of powerful Pokemon that feel like Megas alongside Megas. And then there's just Pokemon like Mega Houndoom that are completely unused entirely. That's another thing I don't like about Megas. If they gave us more Megas, that would be hype, but it would just be more Megas that wouldn't be used. I think it was really cool to introduce it for Gen 6, but I just want to see evolutions. Like, I'd rather have a Farfetch'd evolution than a Mega Farfetch. I'd rather have a Dunsparce evolution than Mega Dunsparce, so on and so forth with all the new Pokemon. I just never want to see Z moves again. So while this looks weird, you know, all of a sudden, Giga Pokemon Battle, and the way that it, like, pops up in the trailer, and like, we're also going to get a nice tutorial by learning about it early on through the first gym, but, like, it seemed like it got a little too weird, and the raids got massive, but I mean, when you see it like this, it makes sense. It's just your Pokemon, it just becomes crazy buff for a couple turns, and then you get to fight it out like that. And it's going to be temporary. Things get wacky, and then they balance out, and that's going to be a new layer to play around with Pokemon. Now, this is why I feel like it can only be Dynamax. Like, as weird as it sounds, you know, Mega Evolutions can't happen like this. They can't happen in your standard competitive, and I really hope there's a lot of restrictions as to what you can do on the Battle Spot, or whatever online format there's going to be. Like, you have to say, you know, maybe there's a checklist. No Z moves, no Megas. But that also means, like, you can maybe do Mega only battles, Z move only battles, everything allowed, and just have craziness happen. No Pokemon Bank Pokemon. If they're not native to Galar, I don't want them in my battles because they're 99% hacked or something like that. So it's going to make setting up battles a little convoluted maybe, but I think it also gives you a wide range of what you can do. But the standard VGC straight up battles, because, like, what happens if a Mega Pokemon goes against a Dynamax Pokemon? What happens when your Dynamax Pokemon, like, faints to a Mega? So you lose your 3-turn power buff to something that they have for the rest of the battle? So, and then, like, a Z move comes into play? I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm more interested in how the status and the upgraded moves are going to play and how you can use that for long-term benefit. But it doesn't seem like they want you doing that. It doesn't seem like you Dynamax, stockpiles +2, use your 3-turn to go +6 in all your defenses, and then you just sit there as an unkillable Pokemon for the rest of the battle. So you can't use it to set up, but you can use it to just kind of equalize for a couple turns and maybe just try to knock out 2 Pokemon really quick. And if they don't knock out 2 Pokemon, that's going to be your advantage from Dynamaxing. So I like it. It seems like it's not going to have a ridiculous overstacked, like way too lasting of an effect, and I can't scroll down, so we can't like watch the full trailer and it's full like that. Give me 1 second. So yeah, this wacky Dynamaxing, yo. So yeah, what are your thoughts about this as we play the trailer in the background, which goes into like raids and other Dynamax shenanigans? So what are your thoughts about this? I like it. I think I might love it. And I think it's going to be better balanced than Z moves by far. And maybe, yeah, see that Max Guard looks like it's going to be tricky to work with in these raid battles. And I think it could actually be better than Mega Evolution, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Mega Evolution. You know, Mega Sableye and just pummel everything. Mega Medicham and just one-shot everything. There's a lot of cool stuff. And then this, like, really shook it up and made things weird. And if we can pause it at the right time, we'll see the attacks that are being used. So yeah, we got like a super crazy blow up. Or maybe that was also just from the direct where they showed it. And then you get to Dyna catch. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we got to see some shenanigans of that. I saw a lot of people commenting that they hate it, and I just don't like that. You know, Pokemon Let's Go Be a Junior Eevee are incredible games, second best Pokemon games, because they just make it feel like a true Pokemon adventure. This is a new idea. It's weird, but I think it really works for Pokemon compared to everything else that we've seen. Like, when you consider the bad features and the unsuccessful things inside of Pokemon, this actually seems like it's going to be pretty successful and just really works out for Pokemon. People are like, ew, it's new. Ew, Pokemon Go catching and it's bad. But, like, nah, I think this is definitely something that's going to grow and just become, like, a really loved part of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, it can suck. Can be terribly balanced and just not work out at all. But I feel like that's not going to be too much of an issue. We'll see where it goes. So, guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Don't forget to check out the other videos, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you very much for watching.